This is Dead Air, a show about short horror stories worthy of discussion. I'm Dead Pallid, a gentle liar with a message that's desired. At this moment in non-time, we're tackling the Seinfeld lost episode Creepypasta. Now, I've never read this, and if this isn't worthy of discussion, it's not going to be posted. So if you're hearing this, it's worthy of discussion. I should mention what this show is again, just in case people didn't catch the first one. These are videos where I am describing, where I'm reading, and then adding analysis to the stories while I'm reading them. It's very off the cuff, and a lot less formal than I am used to. But we're going to go right into this one. Seinfeld lost episode. This is a creepypasta that was originally posted to 4chan's X board. It's about the Seinfeld lost episode titled The Mason. Oh man, if we get some Masonic imagery in this is going to be excellent. It's also worth noting that I don't do these things to laugh at the stories. I do them to understand them. And if I laugh along the way, then I laugh along the way. So, the pasta itself. There's a story about a lost episode of Seinfeld floating around the internet. I don't know why you're telling me that there's a story. I hope that you are going to tell me the story. Hey, there's a story, and I'm about to tell you about this story. The episode was supposed to air around season 6, but it was mysteriously cut. The official story was that the episode was to feature Elaine purchasing a firearm after being mugged, but many elements about this episode were never revealed until recently. NBC executives refused to officially report on the episode until the Seinfeld season 6 DVD commentary. I have the tape, but as someone who works with NBC, unfortunately, I can't reveal my sources. Okay, not entirely implausible. These kinds of things happen, that you will leak out this kind of information, and the premise is not at all unrealistic. That seems like something that you would see in a sitcom like Seinfeld, where a female character gets mugged and then they kind of go gun crazy. That's believable for a 90s sitcom. And I'm not saying that sounded insincere. I think that is believable. I worked at the GE building in Rockefeller Plaza, and I have access to their digital archives. That's as much as I can divulge. Okay, I'll take your word for that on that. We also have the entire original Seinfeld series in multiple formats, including original reels and VHS tapes. I noticed an episode with a production code 607 was missing from the tape set. Ooh, a production code with... Yeah, this is like reeking of dead Bart, and maybe that's not a bad thing. And it was relocated into the set of old newsreels. The replaced episode, The Mom and Pop Shop Store, was filmed a season later to replace the missing episode. It was oddly titled The Mason. The episode starts out as normal, with Jerry's apartment, but the camera is much more steady. Jerry walks... That is... a subversion of expectation. The camera is much more steady instead of being less stable and stuff, as is the general rule. Jerry walks out as though he's been drugged and remarks that all of his family and friends have been dying lately. That's ominous but not implausible, so I like that. His buzzer rings and it's George. George runs up, half crying and telling Jerry that he's seen something terrible. He's mumbling and stuttering for about 5 minutes until he can form a sentence. There are still pauses for humor, but there's no audience or laugh track. George informs Jerry that the planes have crashed into the Twin Towers due to the terrorist attacks in New York. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. So I was really starting to like the story, and then it just took a fucking nosedive with 9/11. Oh, God. Oh, I can't fucking escape Happy Appy. Nothing I can do. I can't. Happy Appy is behind me and he's about to kill me. Oh, okay, calm down and read some more of this and then comment. Jerry turns to the news and you can see the modern footage of the 9/11 attacks, all pre-filmed several years beforehand. George says this isn't the worst part. Elaine and Kramer were in the towers at the time of the bombing. What proceeds is a graphical and explicit phone call of screaming and crying, and Kramer saying that something terrible has happened, and Elaine is dead. Kramer screams there's no air in the building, and he's burning to death, and that he's going to jump. Oh, that's a horrifying thing to witness, but it's so ridiculous that I can't take it serious. The camera cuts to live footage of a man falling from the Twin Towers. George genuinely looks upset and says, "I'm sorry, Larry, but I can't go through with this," and he tries to walk off the set. But some people stop him and push him towards the stage. He walks out Jerry's prop window, and you can hear him calling his agent. There's a lot of mumbling, and you can see candles being lit behind the stage. Very ominous. Not really necessarily good writing, but so the idea of, they're trying to escape the set and everything, like, oh, I'm upset with this, let me call my agent. That is a good idea, but it has to be couched in some way. It's not. I have questions as to why there would be a hidden 9/11 episode. Is there some sort of, how would this help 9/11? If you are trying to profit off of 9/11 somehow, and this big conspiracy, it's fucking ridiculous to try and rope Seinfeld into this somehow. This wouldn't further anyone's agenda in any of the even farthest flung conspiracy theories about 9/11. So I'm just having trouble dealing with how ridiculous this is. Mumbling, and you can see candles being lit off stage. Jerry goes over to the bookcase and pulls it aside, revealing a ceremonial black table with candles, a dinner plate, and a strange box. There's a Masonic symbol on the back against black cloth, just outside of where the fake stage window would be. Jerry says some weird things in a foreign dialect. Oh my god. And the camera cuts to show the Obama Hope poster. This episode originally aired in 1995. Oh my god. What came first? Was it this or Happy Appy? Oh shit, I need to know. Pausing. Okay, so I can't find concrete dates on this after unpausing, but, Jesus Christ, this is fucking ridiculous. I think I have been trolled. I might have been trolled. I'm gonna keep reading just in case. The camera shows the Barack Obama Hope poster. This originally aired in 1995. So the corner of the Obama Hope poster can be seen in a shot in this fictional show called Happy Appy, which if you haven't seen the Undercooked Analysis podcast, where we're talking about a Happy Appy, go fucking watch it. It's ridiculous. I don't know which story is ripping off which, but like the Obama Hope poster being seen before Barack Obama running is just too fucking clear that one of these is copying off the other. I am not sure which one is which. This one was probably being copied off of, so maybe this is a troll pasta as I was thinking. But I'll continue on. The scene ends with Jerry walking up to the bed, as though it's all a nightmare. Kramer comes in and asks Jerry, has he seen a lizard? Jerry laughs and says, "We are the lizards," and the camera zooms slightly. His eyes become slivered like almonds. The tape only is 7 minutes long. What precedes is just 20 minutes of dead air. If you continue watching to the end, it seems 3 more news reports are tacked on. It seems there are 3 more news reports tacked on. 3 more news reports? I'm guessing what they mean by that is news reports that are filmed to be used on the TV diegetically inside of the Seinfeld show. So like the shows that are meant to be, the clips that are meant to be shown on the TV in Seinfeld. The first is about the outbreak of the swine flu, the second about a train bombing, and the third, and then it's ellipses. Oh my god. So it's trying to tack on more events happening before they could have known that these things were happening, that these things were planned, and that they're the lizards. I can't. Oh man, it's so hard to tell nowadays what is a troll pasta and what is real. I'm gonna err on the side of saying that this is genuine, though there's a good 30% chance that this is some complete bullshit. Either way, this is definitely a creepypasta worth reading. Worthy of discussion, rather. It's not worthy of reading. I've read it for you. You don't need to go read it. when you're dealing with conspiracy theories and creepypasta, that's a wonderful place to explore, but there has to be a reason for the conspiracy. There has to be a logical reason, and if the reason isn't explained, it has to be something where it can be a definite set of explanations. If it's up to interpretation completely, then it loses its value, it loses its punch. You need it to be narrowed down enough to where your mind can wander and come to conclusions on its own, but it can be like a handful of conclusions. So no ambiguity sucks. All the ambiguity, terrible. You really need to find the butter zone of ambiguity, and this story isn't doing it. There is no conspiracy that you can divine that makes any sense. The lizard people thing is political. I don't know if they're making a joke about people who believe these kinds of conspiracy theories, or whether this is written by a person who sincerely believes that, but it's not believable. And it seems like the beginning of the story is well written enough and couched enough to be genuine, to actually set up for an interesting story, but then it just hammers in as many cliches as possible, and that's why I'm kind of conflicted. Maybe I've been trolled, and maybe not, but if I've been trolled by this, that tells you how sad the state of affairs are for creepypastas, that this seems genuine. I think that this is genuine. I'm gonna plant my flag. Please let me know what you think in the comments, whether you think this is bullshit or not. Regardless, I really enjoyed reading this, and there really could be something done with this concept. Conceptually, it's not a bad idea of this lost Seinfeld episode. If you take out the 9/11 and the conspiracy stuff, it's actually pretty good. It's a workable idea. Having a lost episode, there's a lot that can be done with the characters. If you couch it in realism and you have a episode about Seinfeld where Elaine gets a gun after being mugged, and Elaine just kind of goes crazy, and that becomes the thrust of the story, as Elaine is just gun crazy, and something weird happens, and then maybe you involve the actress and say that she was somehow traumatized by shooting this, and that it went in a weird direction, and you make it less conspiratorial and more like there was a cover-up to cover up the actress for Elaine going crazy. There's something there. And that's not the only idea I can come up with. That's just off the top of my head. This is getting me thinking. It is inspiring me. And hopefully, if you are interested in creepypasta, even if you're not interested in writing it, if you're just interested in creepypasta and you're listening to this and it percolates you and gets your mind thinking, then there's some sort of value in that. I would like to see the Seinfeld lost episode creepypasta idea explored fully in a much more interesting way. I'm going to stop talking.